Glad the motor isn't fully seized. And one of the things I don't actually know is if it's compatible with the new jack.
Well, here's hoping, because we already bought it.
We bought it. We own it. Here's to hoping. Last week we had the fire situation, and I really wanted to see if we could hitch up quickly just to see if it was possible, since there was a chance maybe that fire would spread. Ultimately, nothing bad really happened, but the main limitation we had was the hitch jack didn't work. It was wired to the old 12-volt battery. It was the only thing wired to that 12-volt battery. And I verified the next day I had 12.8 volts. And so the hitch jack should have worked. It's been a little bit marginal the whole time we've had the salvage trailer. And it's probably about the only thing that seemed like it was going to work, but every time we had to use it, there was some reason why we had to mess around. I've already replaced the switch in it, and it's just not reliable. I think we want a new one. So I'm going to wire it up now to the lithium batteries in here that we have installed a few weeks ago, and we're going to get a new hitch jack running. Main plan of attack here is to put up the stabilizer feet and then hitch up the trailer to the truck. Front stabilizer foot switch is located here for now. Up she goes. Ranger Bear Bell, do you copy?
Radio check.
Copy or check. Ranger Bear Bell, are you on your way?
I am moving.
I haven't got to use that one in a while. I miss it. Shauna's gonna come around here and back in for me, and I'm gonna put the hitch on, and then we're going to start getting hitched up.
Going the other way so I can line myself up correctly.
As I think about it, we have not connected this to the truck since we did the lift, so the geometry on that is gonna be all wrong. If I have time after this, I'm gonna reset up the hitch a little bit.
All that fluffy stuff is going to start falling soon, and I can tell you that... Can you hear me?
She should be here any second.
I can hear you.
It doesn't feel like I was coming through.
I missed the second part about the leaves. You were saying the leaves are going to start dropping? There, I'll put the hitch on. Hitch is good. Come on back.
Hold up, hold up.
Gonna want to go 2 inches forward.
Not hard. Glad the motor isn't fully seized. Can you snug it forward? I don't want you to actually move, just basically foot off the brake going forward for a split second.
Why don't I put it in park and see if it rocks?
Copy. Hold up, that's perfect. All right, we're locked on the ball. You can shut it down.
Copy.
Ranger Bear Bell out.
Ranger Bear Bell is going to get coffee.
Just gonna crank this all the way, and then I'm gonna take apart the propane area to give myself a little room to work. Shouldn't take very long. Famous last words. One of the things that we're hoping we don't lose with the new Barker is the ability to put the tailgate down when we're hitched up. We've got to pull the hitch foot off, and one of the things I don't actually know is if it's compatible with the new jack. So we're gonna find that out shortly. The other assumption I'm making is that all these jacks are generally on the same standard bolt pattern. So this
We know that's not true because you remember on the 2006 we tried to
rotate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
that's a different animal, I think. This pattern, I think, is always going to be the same.
Okay. Well, here's hoping because we
Here's
already
the-
bought it.
We bought it. We own it. Here's the hoping.
I'd like to ask the campground to borrow a leaf blower and a rake.
Okay. A couple guys around that generally have helped with that when we asked.
Yeah, I'd prefer to do it myself.
I figured out this is 916, so I'm gonna grab the right socket. I should say I could use the driver for this, but it's loud and I'd rather keep it quiet in the campground.
Well, we're not out in quiet hours anymore.
Yeah, there's no reason to use power tools when it won't take me but a minute longer to do it with hand tools.
All right.
I'll be right back. Do you remember taking this off just over a year ago?
Getting it jacked because the electricals are dead?
Yep, dead electricals. So I am taking the 3 bolts out to lift the jack foot up.
Yeah, when we first picked it up, we thought it didn't work.
First we thought it didn't work, but we had a dead battery. Then we couldn't find the wrench, so we couldn't manually move it.
That turned out to just be in the closet somewhere.
Yeah, but to tow away, we had to take it off so it wasn't dragging on the ground.
A lot has changed in that year.
Yeah, I think back to all the things we have done to this since then. This is loose. I'm just going to let it hang here. And this wire I've got to get disconnected and bring back out.
And I think you can probably just cut it.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. I'll cut it there. Okay, should be loose. Yep. And there we go. Looks like it comes with a new wrench and a new hitch foot.
Oh, interesting. Does it not have a hat over it, like a housing?
Nope. That's him right there.
All right, so I'll probably need to get one of those, or want to get one of those bags like we used to have for the...
Okay. Yeah, that was good for the wear and tear. Cutting
It just
down
kept
the
it
wear and
out of
tear.
the sun and elements a little bit, and then it helped protect the switches.
This is asking me to put the little washer underneath the flange to make sure we get a good ground, because it only has a positive wire, negative connections back to the frame. There is no second wire.
Do the holes line up? Oh, yeah, buddy.
Holes line up.
Does it come with new bolts? Ours are looking rusty.
It does not come with a full set of new bolts.
Huh.
Most important step.
No.
No.
Turn it sideways?
I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to try to rotate the jack head. It has some set screws, and I've got the right size.
Andrew in an unnatural habitat reading instructions.
Don't tell anyone.
Oh, it'll be our little secret. So what size is that?
It appears to be 4 millimeter. Okay, I'm going to turn this towards you so I can get to the back one.
Brand new, and we're already customizing. Oh.
And I'm going to turn the controls to the driver's side.
I'm in the driver.
Should I turn the controls to the passenger side? I think if I understand how this works correctly, I could probably rotate it to any angle, but I think I'm going to go with 90. It'll look the least weird, and the cover will slide right behind it. Are you as excited as I am?
I will be if it worked. Oh, yeah.
Miles of clearance.
Behold.
This is the holy grail right here.
Space.
I could quit right now. I'm so happy.
No, we need to actually finish the install.
I'm sliding the little washer under so we get a good ground contact as the instructions specify. You know, the There actually is a hex key in the kit that I didn't notice, but they do provide you the right size if you want to move the jack head.
Maybe you want to put some oil on those before we get them all tightened in?
Yes, we do. That is a good idea. Other two started easy, but this one doesn't want to.
Are we lined up? We still have a little play.
There it is. Thanks for wiggling that. That helped. All right.
The very technical chopstick method.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I'm using some of the best engine oil you can buy on this bolt.
I would use the finger smear method.
Sure. Just trying to stay clean for dinner. So this foot screws straight into the bottom of the jack, which means we don't have the ability to have the adjustable drop foot anymore. So that does represent a bit of a change. All right.
So we can't quick drop it.
Well, this one gives us the ability to get extra extension by using the adjustable holes.
Right.
This foot is fixed. So
Okay.
we would have to use, like people use the bucket or the
Yep.
orange blocks or some version of that to get more height.
Here we have enough orange blocks, but some places we've had to be real high.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out what accessories we need to do that.
Okay.
Now we need to figure out how to wire it. Reinstalling the chafe protection so where it goes under the propanes, it won't catch on the cover.
Hey man, you can work with the tailgate down.
Good thinking. That's a lot. I'm glad you remember because that's a lot better.
That little Husky cord keeper is pretty handy to have. I got it off of Amazon. It just keeps our cord up out of the dirt mostly.
I think I've got to steer the power cord.
Jocking zip tie so it'll work.
Yep, there's essentially a channel on the back that'll accommodate the wire without pinching. So I just got to steer everything to the right place. There it is right there. Cord keeper's back kept. Messed up. Forgot to put the breakaway control back on. Let me show you. Got to mount it here, and I left it dangling. So I'll just need to take that one back out and put this on again.
Well, it's a good thing they're all greased up.
She's right. It'll come back out easy. Okay, last round was for practice, but now we're really done. I'm reusing this fuse, but I need a longer length of wire because rather than the battery box right here on the hitch, I've got to go up through the floor and into the new lithium battery area.
So you need more wire.
Need more wire.
Do we have more wire
I've got longer wire.
from the Wheeler Reserve?
From the Wheeler Reserve.
Let's use some of that stuff up.
Yes. Yes, please. I still haven't gotten to the downsizing I planned to do. A few things came up.
I have found a potential vendor for some luxury woven vinyl while we were at Airstream of Austin yesterday. And shout out to them, they gave us 10% off and were really helpful. Anytime we show up anywhere, it's never straightforward.
We're project people, so we don't, well, we always ask the complicated questions when it comes to the DIY projects at the parts counter.
We told the lady at the parts counter, if she sees us come back, she should run.
Yeah.
Suddenly she should be taking lunch break. She laughed. But they had a hard time figuring out how to source us any sort of flooring in a bulk roll. She said that it might be cost prohibitive and because of the freight from Airstream that it might be a better choice for us to find. But to do this trailer to get a 30-foot roll, because that's what they sell it in, will be almost $1,000.
Yeah, it's a bit expensive, and I think Airstream would have to charge us the freight essentially twice.
Yeah.
Ship it to them and then ship it again, or something like
Right,
that.
or
So
we'd have to go get it, or whatever it is. I'm on the case looking for flooring. Once we get one more rainstorm to really confirm that everything's sealed up, we're going to start figuring out how we intend to wrestle flooring in one big sheet through the rig.
it's going to be fun.
Andrew's going under.
So I've skipped the empty battery box here to run the wire. Well, I've also skipped the mess over here to pull 12-volt power from the Lynx distribution panel. I've also got it fused on the old 30-amp fuse. I'm sure I can do a better job of neatening these wires and also running this hitched wire when I come back and deal with that mess. But for now, I need to make sure this jack works and get us back up to level. All right, that's how it goes. Wiring always takes me so much longer than I think it's going to, and I wind up with everything spread out everywhere, but here's what I got. First test, easy test. We've got power on the jack. All right. See what happens. Up means trailer runs up. Let's try a few orange blocks here. See how we do. I can tell you that's starting to pick up weight and it didn't even change pitch. Pretty excited about that. I'm gonna clean out my tools a little bit so I can pick up the tailgate, because what I want to do is actually detach the truck as we go up. As far up as we go, we should come off the ball. There it is. Wonder how close to level we are. Let's see that level mate pro. I'll be honest, I can't remember. Yep, I think I forgot to replace the battery. I have to figure this out by hand. With no power in the level mate, we're gonna have to go this way. This is my first guess on level. I'm good with it.
It's pretty good.
Level enough?
Mm.
What do you think?
We're not level side to side, but we knew that. Because my eggs constantly go that way in the pan.
We're up and back to normal. Everything seems close to level and good operation from the foot. I really like the fact that it doesn't sound like it's straining. It went from, you know, open in open space lifting nothing to lifting the front of this trailer up, and the motor didn't change pitch. It didn't seem like it was straining. It just went straight to lifting. That's the kind of improvement we were hoping for, and I think we've got it. I wish that we'd been able to save the original jack, but given the amount of time that we'd spent trying to get it to be better, and it just wouldn't quite cooperate, I think we made the right choice to replace it with this one. I might have to adjust how things are fitting here, but I would have to say up first impressions, it went on pretty quickly, pretty easily, and bottom line is there were no surprises. This was the right decision. All right, propane back. Little grill is back. Based on how asymmetrically those are coming down, I probably need to do some lubricating. Final touch. This only took a couple days to arrive, but definitely want to cover this up. Couple days, already got pollen on the hitch, is what it is. That was the final step. All covered up and protected. That's all we have time for this week. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.